It's a scene we know all too well, a high-value witness exiting a tense hearing in a wheelchair. Lumabas si Cassandra Ong ngayong gabi na naka-wheelchair matapos makaranas ng low blood pressure and low blood sugar. She did get the certification of the house physician that she needs to be excused at least for tonight and possibly to be taken to a nearby hospital dahil pinoint out nga ng mga lawmakers kanina, she is in the custody of the House of Representatives and it's their obligation to make sure that she's not in harm. Unlike the last time, hindi tumagal ng 13 hours ang hearing ng Quad Committee ngayong gabi. 9 hours lang and only 4 hours of that was spent on the POGO controversy. Unlike the last time na meek yung dating ni Cassandra Ong at sometimes scared when she was threatened to be sent to the Correctional Institute for Women, this time she was feisty. She knew when to answer. She knew when to demand some more details from the interpellating lawmakers, which agitated many of the members of the panel and drove them to frustration. Sa particular moment doon when Representative Zia Alonto Adyong lost his cool and said na hindi pwedeng payagan na ganun yung attitude ni Cassandra Ong because she would answer some questions from the lawmakers with questions from her side. Yung sinasabing binibiro na kakampi niya, yung pinakakampi niya na si Santa Rosa Representative Dan Fernandez, medyo napuno rin kanina at siya din yung nagbanta na dalihin na lang sa correctional si Cassandra Ong kung hindi siya makikipag-cooperate. But at the end of the day, it was the decision of the Quad Committee Chairman, Representative Ace Barbers, na ipagpaliban muna yung pagdadala sa kanya sa correctional to, in his words, exhaust all the ways to make Cassandra Ong cooperate. Now, the question is, what do they want out of Cassandra Ong? Do they know something that we don't know? Do they know something that hasn't been revealed to the public? Because Cassandra, in 4 hours and the last hearing, is not budging. She's saying that she's not a dummy for either the Whirlwind Leasing Company in Porac, Pampanga or the Lucky South 99 POGO in Porac, Pampanga. Kasi yun yung pinupunto ng mga lawmakers kanina. Sabi nila, tingin ko dummy ka lang dito. And paulit-ulit niyang sinabi, hindi po ako dummy. And you know, lawmakers shuffle from offering protection to threatening correctional detention and they go back and forth. Kanina nga, ilang beses sinabi ni Congressman Fernandez na, alam mo, pwede ka naming ilagay sa witness protection program, pwede ka naming bigyan ng proteksyon. Ang hinihingi lang namin sa iyo ay magbigay ka ng pangalan. Pero sinagot to ni Cassandra Ong by saying, wala po akong maibibigay na pangalan. At the end of the day, she said, she's not a dummy and she's not even a POGO operator, she says. But that claim is sort of confusing and it also confused many lawmakers kaya nga sila na frustrate because I have seen at least 3 documents that names Cassandra Ong as the authorized representative of the Lucky South 99 POGO in Porac. That's the letter of no objection from the Porac LGU, merong board resolution mula sa Lucky South 99 at meron ding lease agreement ng Whirlwind at Lucky South 99, all naming Cassandra Ong to be the authorized representative. At mismong si Cassandra Ong na rin naman yung umamin na siya yung nagbayad ng remittances ng Lucky South 99 sa PAGCOR. Kaya doon nanggagaling yung pikon at inis ng mga lawmakers kasi para sa kanila, kung ikaw ay nakikipag-transact sa PAGCOR on behalf of a POGO, are you not a POGO operator? Pero sabi ni Cassandra Ong, hindi daw siya POGO operator. At sinasabi niya pa nga na yung Lucky South 99 ay hindi rin daw POGO, kundi nagrerenta sa mga POGO na mga Chinese. Yun yung sinabi ni Cassandra Ong kanina. Now, if we are to interpret what that means, she could be referring to the BPOs who act as a service provider to the one holding the POGO license. That is the very layered design of offshore gaming as designed by PAGCOR under Andrea Domingo, under former President Rodrigo Duterte. And it is this layered design that's precisely very vulnerable to sub-licensees na vulnerable na yung sub-licensee mo ay magiging isang kriminal o yun na yung nagpapatakbo ng mga scam operation. But when pressed further by Congressman Keith Flores, sinabi ni Cassandra Ong, can I consult my lawyer and can I double check my records? And this agitated many lawmakers once more at hindi na na-pursue yung line of questioning of how Cassandra Ong exactly distinguishes Lucky South 99 from the PPO, which could give us actually a lot more answers about how a POGO operates. But in the end, paulit-ulit si Cassandra Ong na hindi ako POGO operator, hindi ako POGO operator. But documents belie her unless she could come up with an explanation kung ano ba yung design ng isang POGO. Again, the question is, what do the lawmakers want out of Cassandra Ong? Meron pa ba silang hinihintay na papangalanan ni Cassandra Ong? This could be Attorney Jairo, former presidential spokesperson to Duterte, whom Cassandra Ong hired to be a lawyer for Whirlwind and also who set up the PAGCOR meetings for Ong to renew the license of the POGO. So the last 4 hours has just been a back and forth of very agitated lawmaker with a 24-year-old woman who seems to know what she's doing. Sabi nga ni Congressman Benny Abante, genius ka, napapaikot mo kami dito. So Cassandra Ong will remain in the custody of the House. It remains to be seen how the Quadcom will navigate it, seeing that Alice Go has been arrested and is now being deported to the Philippines. When that will be exactly, hindi pa natin alam. Bukas merong POGO hearing sa Senado and the Quadcom. It remains to be seen how the Quadcom will navigate it. To remind, Quadcom is not only a POGO investigation. The first 5 hours of the investigation was focused on the drug war and extrajudicial killings, at isa sa mga witness nila kanina ay isang dating hepe ng Davao Penal Colony, implicating once again former President Rodrigo Duterte. And for the details, we have our justice reporter who covered it, Jairo Bolledo.
Thank you, Lian. The first 5 hours of the Quadcom hearing were indeed spent to probe the drug war killings and alleged extrajudicial killings in the Philippines. So today, ang pinakapunto at ang pinaka-main point or focal point of the Quadcom hearing ay yung pagpaslang sa 3 Chinese drug lords sa Davao City noong 2016. At ang kaninang inimbitahan ng Quadcom ay si Gerardo Padilla, Senior Superintendent Gerardo Padilla, na dating warden ng Davao Prison or Davao Penal Colony sa Davao del Norte yan. Ngayon, itong hearing na ito ay nakafocus doon sa affidavit na ibinigay ni Padilla dito sa ating mga kongresista na partially, not directly, but partially implicating former President Rodrigo Duterte. Ang dami-dami na nangyari at ang dami-dami ng pinag-usapan na extrajudicial killings dito sa Quadcom. And to remind our kababayans, para paalalahanan ng ating mga kababayan, ang Quadcom po ay nag-iimbestiga sa POGO, sa Chinese syndicate, sa extrajudicial killings at sa drug war. Nag-umpisa po yung hearing sa mga drug war survivors, sa mga families nila, even inviting former Senator Laila de Lima, and then later on, the Duterte family was implicated in the probe. And neto lamang nakaraan ay, itong hearing lang, actually last week lang, ay yung drug war poster boy na sa Espinido ay nireveal yung drug war quota system at reward system sa ilalim ng drug war ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. And 2 weeks ago, may 2 prisoners or persons deprived of liberty na galing sa Davao City Prison na ini-implicate ulit si former President Rodrigo Duterte dito sa pagpatay sa 3 Chinese drug lord. Ang sabi nitong 2 prisoners na to ay may kinalaman daw o may alam daw si dating Pangulong Duterte dito sa pagpatay sa 3 Chinese drug lord. Ano naman kinalaman doon ni Padilla? Si Padilla po ang hepe noong Davao Prison Colony kung saan pinatay yung 3 Chinese drug lord. So ngayong araw pinitpit, dinikdik ng mga lawmakers si Padilla para magsalita na siya kasi last hearing dinedeny niya na may alam siya doon sa operation kung saan namatay yung 3 Chinese drug lord. Kahit pa siya ang hepe noong Davao Prison Colony kung saan nangyari yun. Pero ngayon, we saw a different Padilla. In fact, he submitted another affidavit to the Quadcom. At sa Tagalog po, ito po yung sinumpaang salaysay na nagdedetalye kung ano yung mga alam niya doon sa nangyari. This is a complete 180-degree spin from his original affidavit kung saan dinedenay niya yung na alam niya yung mga nangyari. In this new affidavit, kinoconfirm na niya na alam niya na nagkaroon ng ganung insidente at tinawagan nga siya indeed ng isang pulis na konektado kay dating Pangulong Duterte bago mangyari yung mga pagpatay dito sa Chinese drug lord na yon. At sino yon? None other than Roina Garma, retired police colonel at dating PCSO general manager sa ilalim yan ni Pangulong Duterte. Si Roina Garma ay kilalang pulis, babaeng pulis na kilala na malapit kay Pangulong Duterte. She served under the Davao Region Criminal Investigation Detection Group for many years. That's why she is close to President Duterte. And in fact, according to Las Cañas, if you remember Las Cañas, the former DDS cop or self-proclaimed DDS cop, sinabi niya na si Roina Garma ay kasama doon sa mga alleged members of the Davao Death Squad. So ang sabi ni Padilla sa kanyang affidavit, si Roina Garma ay tinawagan siya at pinagbantaan siya na magkakaroon daw ng threat sa buhay niya o mapapahamak ang kanyang pamilya kung makikialam siya doon sa operasyon laban doon sa tatlong Chinese drug lord. Pero nung tinanong kung bakit siya natakot doon, ang sabi ni Padilla ay naniniwala kasi siya na there could be higher people higher than Garma. At nung tinanong siya kung si Duterte ba ito, ang sabi niya ay naniniwala siya na close si Garma kay Duterte. Pero nung tinanong na ng lawmakers kung directly ba ini-implicate ni Padilla si Duterte, ay umiwas siya ng bahagya at ang sabi niya ay he does not directly implicate the former president in the crime. But nevertheless, the statement of Padilla further corroborates the statements of 3 other PDLs or prisoners who implicated Duterte in the alleged crime. So yun yung naging focus ng Quadcom hearing specifically on the drug war. Iintayin pa natin yung mga susunod na kabanata dito. But we're seeing a trend here and it's very, very clear. The Quadcom, specifically the probe on the drug war and the alleged extrajudicial killings are leaning toward pinning none other than former President Duterte, his family, their allies, and the Davao Death Squad or alleged members of Davao Death Squad ay hindi makakaiwas dito kasi nakita natin in the last hearings alleged members of this DDS cops like Senator Bato de la Rosa who was a Davao City cop, Adalberto Leonardo, now a NAPOLCOM commissioner, and Roina Garma. They are all alleged members of DDS or the Davao Death Squad network, and now they're being implicated in the probe. The Quadcom continues. The probe of this mega panel of the House of Representatives continues. So we're still monitoring and we're gonna look forward to the next updates at sa mga susunod pa ng mga resource persons, mga witnesses na iimbitahan ng mga lawmakers natin para sa probe na ito. Maraming salamat po sa pagtutok sa aming Rappler Recap. Sa ngalan po ni Lian Buan, ako po si Jairo Bolledo, Rappler, Quezon City.